welcome to Kalika Answers Questions again. I'm incredibly sorry that it took me this long, but I had lots of stuff going on, so that's life. I'm going to start right off the bat with DJ Subtracts. First questions were, out of all of your birthdays, which was your favorite? And I'd have to say probably my 23rd birthday. Well, I've had a few really good birthdays, and in fact my last one was pretty fantastic. The 23rd birthday was just so many friends. We all got together, had a really great time. It was something that I actually kind of threw myself with my roommate, and we had people over twice that week, and it was just really nice. I kind of loved that everybody just kind of got together, just my friends, and it was a fun time. He asks, what did you love most about C2E2 this year? I had a great time. I really loved spending time with Megan and getting to see a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I knew in Chicago and outside of Chicago, people just in town. But it was mostly, there were some really great costumes. There was a Brave Little Toaster guy, and he had the toaster and the blanket and the vacuum, it all had eyes and stuff. It was really, really cool. I loved his costume. Yeah. If you could form a duo costume with Megan, which fictional characters would you choose? Honestly, that's kind of the first thing we did. We started out a few years ago. We did Maleficent and Cruella with a group, but I was really happy to see her as Cruella. I think she was perfect for it. Yeah, we did X23 and Jubilee once. She wasn't super happy with how X23 turned out, so she didn't really do it for anything else, but hopefully she'll revisit it, because I'd love to do Jubilee and X23 with her again. Not that I'm ever going to stop doing Jubilee. And then, of course, we did Lily and Morticia for the special shoot, and we're going to do another one that I can't name yet, because it actually belongs to somebody else. But it was definitely on our list of things that we wanted to do together. So, yeah. We've got a lot already in the works, already done, and I'm sure we'll do more, so it's hard to come up with anything other than, something with her. Smith Jason asks, name 5 of your favorite members from, and then he lists a bunch of teams, so I'm going to go ahead and start with them. Avengers. I like Iron Man, Spider-Woman, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Thor. I mean, I like most of the Avengers, but those are the ones that really stood out to me. I had to actually look up lists to make sure that I was getting people that were actually in them, because there's so many teams that it's hard to keep track of who's in what. In the X-Men, Jubilee, Nightcrawler, Shadowcat, Rogue, and Storm. You'll notice a lot of my lists are very female-heavy because I like the females in the comics. I think they can be really powerful and really cool. Especially, say, Jubilee, duh. But Nightcrawler is also just really cool. Teen Titans, admittedly, I'm not as big of a geek for Teen Titans. I think they're really cool, but, and I like the whole teen aspect. I think that's really fun. But I had to look that up as well, and from those, the ones that I knew and liked were Nightwing, Wonder Girl, Raven, Red Robin, and Beast Boy. And the Justice League, Flash, Martian Manhunter, Zatanna, Fire and Ice, because Zatanna, Fire and Ice are pretty amazing. But again, I'm not much of a DC fan, so I don't know as much about them as I do about, say, Marvel. My fave team would be X-Men, because, Marvel, and it's got all my favorite characters, and Jubilee, and whatnot. What crossover would you love to see? And he did go at length, actually, explaining, out of any world, any genre, whatever, or crossover. And I did sit there for a while thinking about it, and I have to say, I always forget them. I'll come up with something and be like, that would be really cool if we would do this and this and put them together. It would be really amazing. But I always forget. I really need to start making notes. But I think, I do know somebody who did a really good Spawn and Batman crossover, and while, it wasn't, official or anything, it was more like a fanfic, it was way better than the one that Spawn Batman comic that came out. That was not my favorite, but this guy's really good, so, I love the fact that fanfic allows us to do crossovers that we wouldn't normally get to do, so, And your dream date. I have to say I love theme parks, and I love roller coasters and rides. though I know that can also be really, really exhausting. So it would be really nice for one of those. But other than that, like maybe just something in general, like a creative idea, so like a haunted house tour or an architecture tour or like a fun museum. As much as I'm not into like the physical activities, even like the City Museum in St. Louis is really fun. It would be nice little thing. In general, I don't like to do physical activities on the date. First of all, because I have blood pressure issues, and so if I get really exhausted, I feel really bad because I'm just really tired suddenly, and I don't want to do that on a date. So yeah, I'm not a very physical person as far as like, I don't play softball or anything. Joe Pearson asks, how big is your nerd cave now that you have roomies with your 2 roomies? It's pretty big. This is the 2nd floor. You can hear and see my dryer running right now. My roommate needed to wash her blanket, which is why I don't have any music going because it's already loud enough back then. Yeah, it's 2 floors. We have a living room downstairs. This is technically our 2nd living room. And I say that the whole thing, like the apartment, is our nerd cave because it is. We're all 3 of us nerds in different ways, which is really cool that we can blend it a whole lot. One of my roommates is very much into anime, and the other is very literary, very intelligent and artsy. So it's very nice. It's very nerdy. So, Smith Jason asks, the last weapon you use in a video game is your only weapon for a zombie apocalypse. Will you survive? This is really fun, because I usually only play games with superpowers anyway, and I honestly can't remember the last video game I played. I've been really busy with other stuff, so I haven't had a lot of time to play. I've been catching up on TV shows a lot. Orange is the New Black is awesome. So, it was probably an X-Men game or one of the Lego games, which I can't remember which one. Maybe Batman, the 2nd Batman one. So I either have a superpower like one of the Batman characters or X-Men characters or Avengers characters. Yeah. Or I'm Batman. So yeah, it's one of those. So I guess maybe I do well. Maybe I survive. I don't know. Sounds good. I like those better than just having like a shovel or something. DJ Subtract asks, what costumes you hope to have completed by the end of 2014? I actually hadn't planned to have any. Like the beginning of 2014 was really, really tumultuous. I was moving, I was doing a whole lot of other things, I was trying to find a new job, which I finally got, and I didn't have any money, and I still barely do. So, yeah, the plan to do costumes is kind of like, near the bottom, the lower rungs of what is important. And I already have a few costumes already banked, so I didn't really need to worry about it for Geek Goddess. But I actually am most of the way through 3 different costumes that I've kind of always wanted to do, so hopefully I have those done. 2 are for members, and what's the other one I'm doing? Yeah, all three of them are actually for members, but they're costumes I wanted to do for a long time, so I'm glad I get to do them, and they will be done before DragonCon, so yay! 3 costumes done before the end of the year, and I didn't even plan on it. Are you excited about the new Gem movie, and are there any other cartoons you'd love to see come back or made into movies? I am. I'm excited about the Gem movie. I know that a lot of people are afraid they're going to like totally royally screw it up, but I always like to see what they come up with before I decide they've screwed it up, so that's kind of... I'm a very forgiving person. I do love Gem. I love Gem so much. Gem is one of the costumes that I plan to do as a set eventually, just because I have to do Gem. Yeah. But as far as the other cartoons, I love the really old cartoons. Like, I was a big fan of Gem and Rainbow Bright when I was young. But when I got a little older, I got into Josie and the Pussycats and Scooby-Doo and then even the older stuff like Tennessee Tuxedo and Hong Kong Phooey and Jabberjaw. So what I kind of thought was, well, Tennessee Tuxedo wouldn't be any good without Dan Adams, and neither would Inspector Gadget, and they already kind of totally screwed up Inspector Gadget. Like, just, those are so awful. It's really sad. I love Inspector Gadget. But you can't really do it without Dan Adams. Dan Adams is Inspector Gadget. I don't really care, so his voice is just the most important. As far as Josie and the Pussycats movies were concerned, they were fine as movies. I liked the first one just fine, but I didn't think that they were very much for the Josie and the Pussycats, like, actual characters and fandom and history. But that's because I was a huge fan of Josie and the Pussycats, and I didn't really see the connection. Yeah, how are you going to do Hong Kong Phooey and Jabberjaw? Like, I don't really see those even making it into cartoons again, let alone live action, so I actually kind of hope they don't touch them. I love them, and I'll watch the old ones, and I'll just keep loving them. He also asks, your favorite YouTube videos? Yeah, I don't really watch a lot of YouTube. I'm on YouTube, obviously, and if somebody posts something, I'll you know, link or something. I'll usually go to it and check it out. But for the most part, you know, makeup tutorials, cat videos, and of course, epic rap battles of history, because epic rap battles of history, come on, that's like the best thing ever. So yeah, I'm a big fan. And I'm pretty sure my computer is about to restart, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so what internet personality do you follow the most? I don't follow a whole lot of people on the internet, and there aren't a lot of people that I follow like really regularly, so yeah, I'm gonna say not really anybody. Not like I do some stalking, but it's very like from time to time. I wouldn't say I follow anybody particularly. Is there anything about your body you would change? Not a whole lot. Maybe smaller thighs, and that's mostly based on the fact that it's hard to find clothing, because I've got really short legs, really wide hips, and really wide thighs. So even when I find stuff that works for my excuse me, my hips and my short legs, it's usually still not wide enough for my thighs. So maybe that, but only because it's hard to find clothes. I kind of like myself. Okay, and would you wear in bed for someone you love a bunny girl outfit, a cheerleader, schoolgirl uniform, nurse, or maid outfits? I've actually done the schoolgirl uniform twice, because, you know, I already look young anyway, right? But, yeah, I mean, it's something, like, I'm usually game for something that's fun and harmless anyway, but I haven't really run into that being, like, a thing. So, yes, probably, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off, and I'm going to start with the rest of it on another video in just a minute. But yeah, I'm pretty sure okay, one last one. Would you ever want a sugar daddy or a boy toy? No, not really. Not a big fan of either. That's my roommate creeping in the background. I'm just a very, like, I like the idea in fanfic, or like my own life fanfic, that would be cool. But mostly I'm a very independent person, so I don't really get into needing another person in my life, or them needing me is just worse. So no thanks, but thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start another video, and I'll just upload them both eventually, so tomorrow, today, something. Okay. Why are we not stopping? We're not stopping. You're supposed to stop.